This is PIX on Politics Daily with Dan Mannarino.
Hey everybody, welcome to PIX on Politics Daily. I'm Dan Mannarino. It is October 14th. It is a Tuesday. And just so you know, today is the last day to register to vote if you want to vote in New Jersey. Of course, we have the big governor's race going on there. So get out there and register to vote. And then early voting starts on October 25th. Of course, Election Day is November 4th. That's what's going on in New Jersey. In New York City, I am sitting down one-on-one with each of the three candidates for New York City mayor, giving them full PIX on Politics episodes. So just last week, we had Andrew Cuomo. He was our first guest. Over the weekend, that interview got a lot of attention over our discussion regarding Attorney General Tish James, whether or not Andrew Cuomo thought that President Trump was going after Tish James and if he should have been going after her. They later came out with a statement to clarify his comments on PIX and Politics, saying that he condemns both sides for politicizing and weaponizing the justice system, and included Donald Trump in that further statement. But Zoran Mamdani now using that as some of his videos on social media that went viral over the weekend. So this Friday, I am sitting down with Curtis Lee, the Republican nominee. He has said he's not dropping out of the race. Andrew Cuomo called him a spoiler, saying a vote for him is a vote for Zoran Mamdani. And he says he's not going anywhere. So we have the full half-hour interview with Curtis Lee coming this Friday. So today, the call is open to you at home. So many of you, hundreds of you, sent in questions for Andrew Cuomo. Send me your questions for Curtis Lee. We will bring some of those questions directly to him this Friday when I sit down with him on PIX on Politics. That's what's going on there. And then, of course, we have Zoran Mamdani to wrap up the series next Friday, by the way. So here's what's going on right now in New York. Unemployment, they are maximizing the benefit increases to $869 this week. It is a big deal for those who are looking for the unemployment, right? It increased by over $300 as of yesterday, the first time since 2019 that something like this has happened. And so there's a lot to know, right? A lot of things that are going into this. Our Marvin Scott is sitting down with the New York State Labor Commissioner, Roberta Reardon, and here is their conversation.
Good to have you with us today. How did this come about?
So during the pandemic, we had to borrow money from the federal government because we had such a massive need for unemployment insurance. And the total debt was, I think, $10 billion. That needs to be paid off before we can raise the benefit. The benefit was stuck at $504 a week, which is unsustainable for most people. The governor this year in her budget took a very brave step and paid off $7 billion into the trust fund, leveled it out so that we can now increase the benefit, the maximum benefit, to $869 a week, which is wonderful news for everybody. Not everybody gets the max, but most people will see an increase.
Who and how? How do they get the increase?
So people who are already have an active claim, who are already receiving their UI benefit, it'll automatically go up. If you're new to the system, you should go in and file your claim, and the system will decide what your benefit will be. It's all done by a highly complex computer system, not by humans.
Let's try that again. People are going to say, how do I get the $869?
So
who qualifies for that?
Anybody who gets the maximum benefit will get the maximum $869 a week. It will happen automatically if you have an active claim. If you're new, you have to go in and open your claim, and then the system will decide what your benefit is.
The government shutdown has impacted New York. How many New Yorkers are impacted by this government shutdown?
Interesting question. I don't actually have the number of federal workers who have been furloughed in the state of New York. But anybody who has been furloughed in the state of New York by the federal government should go open their claim, and they will get this benefit.
I saw a figure of 115,000.
I think
Is
so.
that accurate?
That total. That's the number of federal workers in the state.
So they're unemployed right now.
If they were furloughed, not everybody has been furloughed.
Oh.
I don't have the number of how many people are on furlough, but some people are considered essential workers. So they have to work. Well, actually, let me go back.
Go ahead.
So the money has stopped for the salaries for the federal workers. People who are furloughed, which are people told don't come into work, they're the ones who would qualify for the unemployment insurance.
So those who have been furloughed, you don't have any numbers on that.
I don't have those numbers.
All right, but also the businesses are also impacted by this. How is this impacting the business?
So the good news for businesses is that their costs have gone down. During the payoff, they had to pay off the debt, and they had to pay off an interest assessment. This year, 2026, businesses will see an average of $100 per employee decrease. 2027, they'll see a savings of $250 per employee. So this is really good for business and for workers.
So these are difficult economic times. Mm-hmm. People are having a hard time putting food on the table and paying off their debts. So how is this going to impact everybody?
This is a huge impact. Imagine your unemployment insurance benefit was $504. Now it's $869. That's a lot of extra money per week. That money goes towards rent, it goes towards food, it goes towards medicine, and hopefully we're helping you find a new job at the same time.
I want to go back and find out, because this is something I think people say, oh my God, how do I qualify for it? Mm-hmm. So how do we simplify that? Just let who's qualified for the higher increase?
So there's a formula for each person's benefit. It is your individual work history and your earnings, and it's done by the computer system, and that decides what your benefit is. We know that 27% of the people make the maximum benefit, so 27% of the people in the system available for UI benefits will see that maximum increase, but another 25% will also see a higher rate, not the max.
Okay, so 27% will be qualified for the higher rate right now, and the rest will also see a boost.
Now another 25% will see an increase. There will be some people who won't see any increase because their earnings don't qualify them for any increase.
Do you have any numbers about impact, approximately how many people will benefit by this?
I don't know how many people are on the benefit right now. The unemployment rate in the city is about 4.3 maybe. Not everybody qualifies for unemployment insurance. You have to be laid off through no fault of your own.
Something about being exempt from New York State tax. Is that correct?
Your unemployment insurance?
I read somewhere about there's an exemption here.
I'm not sure if you pay
New York State tax.
You do pay taxes on unemployment, but I don't know if you pay state taxes. You may pay federal taxes.
I saw a note here that there was an exemption. Yeah. Says unemployment insurance land plan. This week, workers will see a record 3 increased tax. Introduce legislation to exempt these benefits. Mm-hmm. So they
I don't think it's passed yet.
Okay. Yeah. That's where I got the exemption from.
Close.
So got businesses. How many unemployed? 115. Who's eligible? Let's try that one more time about
who's eligible?
Who is eligible for this increase?
So the maximum benefit is for anybody whose formula says that they're eligible for the maximum amount allowed. Your rate is determined by your work history, how much money you earned in a particular time. And it is a complicated formula, and it's very individual. Two people have similar jobs, but they don't work the same hours. If you work 10 hours more per week, your rate may be slightly higher than the person who worked 10 hours less. Very individual.
Basically, there's no easy answer.
There's no easy answer.
Okay, I'll try and find the soundbite in there. Oh, God. Anything that I didn't ask that I should have asked?
So the thing that people should know, if they have an open claim they're collecting already, they don't have to do anything to qualify for the new rate. The machine does it all. So don't worry, don't call us, don't try to fix anything, because it'll happen automatically. And you should start seeing that money this week in your check.
Like that. Try one more time, a shorter version, so I can.
So if you are already collecting benefits, you don't have to do anything. It's automatic. You don't need to call us. You don't need to go on the website. You will see the new increase in your check.
If I haven't missed anything?
I would just say people can
Right. Right. So if you want to know what your benefit might be under the new increase, you can go online at the DOL website, and there's a benefit calculator, and you put information in, and it will tell you what your benefit will be. You don't need to call anyone.
And that was a great conversation that Marvin had, and we thank him for contributing to Picks and Politics Daily. Don't forget, send in your questions, everybody, for Curtis Lewa. You can do that on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X. Send me an email, dan@pix11.com. We want to get your questions to him. And that will, we're going to close that, by the way, Thursday. So get me your questions before Thursday ahead of that interview. That'll do it for today. I'll see you back here tomorrow.